Hello, fancy listeners. Welcome to the show. Mike and T-Roy's here. How you doing, T?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Our listeners are fancy today.
They're fancy.
I like it.
Such fancy
I
listeners.
like when listeners are fancy.
I like that sweatshirt. What are you celebrating?
This is Celebration. It's a town in Florida,
Oh,
down by Disney.
I like that.
Yeah.
Celebration Town.
Yeah.
Seems like a good place to go hang out.
It's not bad. It's not bad. They got
Yeah.
some nice little restaurants. Just a little tourist
Right
trap
on.
down by Disney.
I imagine work was better for you today, a little warmer out.
It was not bad. Yeah.
Yeah. It's warming up. It's making it a sheet of ice out there. The fog and
It was really foggy when I got
Yeah.
there. Yeah, like just as I was coming down through the hill by the cemetery there, like all of a
Yeah.
sudden you couldn't see
it's
shit.
creepy, man.
Whoa.
I went out front with Cece just a minute ago, and it was like, ooh,
When that fog settles in,
Yeah.
it's like this ominous sound that
Yeah.
kind of comes with it. It just
kind
gets
of whistling
creepy.
through the trees, the wind, and it's like, ooh, this is, I wouldn't want to be alone out there after dark.
Nope.
Not today, not today. Hey, before we get started, I wrote this little note down here because that piece of shit guy, make no mistake about it, straight up dude who's claiming to be trans now,
Yeah.
getting off on the rape charges. Doing,
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you have to clarify.
yeah, right.
I wasn't sure what we were talking
Guy
about.
with short blonde hair, beard, goatee,
Yeah.
and is joking about the Gascon, the prosecutor in California, Southern California, and they remember they said it was too graphic what was said in some of these calls to
Yeah.
even, but he was laughing about it like total slap on the wrist, not gonna do shit to me. I'm gonna get out. I don't even have to register as a sex offender. Well, few more details have come out about that. And one, he grabbed a girl went into a Denny's bathroom. I think we knew that. Grabbed her by the throat, dragged her into a stall, and took her clothes off and started. They don't go into so much detail, but one of the things that I heard that he said on that phone call today was, "I was young and hungry for some meat," and was joking about it.
Okay.
So that's the kind of dude we're dealing with
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So, and Gascon's office is getting a lot of shit because there are prosecutors now coming out going, "Oh, no,
So-
we knew a month ago what was said in these phone calls."
Yeah.
To act like the press got this from some Freedom of Information Act and we turned it over and now you're informing us what was on those calls? Bullshit. He knew long ago what was on these calls. So,
Is that stuff? I mean, I guess it is used against you. It can be, but
fuck yeah.
it's
I mean,
not-
is there anyone, even the dumbest of criminals, that doesn't know every one of those phone calls is recorded?
well, I know it's recorded, but I don't know.
You would think anyone digging into your case, like any call you made is going to be, they're going to go through that with a comb.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. It's just weird. But
Seems like there's a protocol for like confessions and things like that.
yeah, but if you're doing it on your own,
yeah,
I mean, I suppose you could always use the argument that I was just talking shit.
yeah, right.
To my dad about raping a 10-year-old. What? Yeah, I was trying to get
just
get
guy
some cool
stuff.
points with my dad. I mean, it's just none of it makes sense.
He doesn't approve of my transition, so I was trying to seem more manly.
And
to
don't
him.
forget, call me she in court. Such a joke.
Yeah.
Such a joke. But this is the kind of games you expect. This is what you think. It's like, no, not everybody that's trans is a predator, but there are people who are going to game the system. That's what humans do. It's
true.
They're pieces of shit. They're going to game the system, and they're going to use this.
I hope they let him go full trans, get the surgery and everything, and then throw him in the dude's prison.
Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, let him go ahead and get that fake fucking vagine put in.
Yeah.
And some nice titties.
Well, when
and
he
then
said,
go, here you go.
Yeah.
Have at him, boys. He
Well-
likes to diddle 10-year-olds.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
And he's just a lady. Just a lady. If you're looking at it from his perspective, his options are, at that point, if I'm found guilty and they put me in big boy jail for 2 years and I'm known as a fucking 10-year-old diddler,
Yeah.
I'm fucked. They'll kill me in there.
Literally.
Literally. Or I could go fuck it, full transition, and they'll put me in with the trannies, as he calls them.
Yeah.
So I can cut my dick off, fake some titties, and go in there with the bitches. I
You
think
can come
he
back
said
out
as
and
well.
transition back the other way.
Sure.
Sure, get the dick sewn
I don't
back
know
on.
why you got to get the dick cut off, though.
Can you hang on to it?
Just
Save
hold
it?
that, put it on layaway.
Put it on some ice, put it in one of those jars like fucking baby parts in the creepy
Hey,
movies.
jars can hold a lot more for a lot longer than we realized.
Oh,
we found
yeah.
that out the hard way a few weeks ago,
That
T.
is true.
I
That
don't
is
need to
true.
remind you.
Very
so
true.
maybe a dick on ice, a dick cube, throw it in the freezer?
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
But I don't know why, because we've heard that, you can be trans.
You don't have
and
to get
cut
rid
your
of the
dick
parts.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can still have them.
So, I mean, that could be just a scavenger hunt for him. He could just be going into the women's prison and just stocking them.
Oh, man. Can
chicks.
you imagine going in there with a fucking working cock?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Looking like full on dude, but going, I'm a lady,
Yeah.
just a lady like any of you.
Right.
You know, let's discuss periods. When did you first get your period? You know, you could go do that whole game and then
Yeah.
be banging chicks.
There's got to be some talent in there.
Oh, yeah.
Some legit.
Sure. You know, models get busted for shit too.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't have to be the fucking
Yeah.
worst.
They don't
looking
all
thing
have to
in-
be hot. Just a couple. Of
No.
them.
And if you get sentenced in Florida, whew,
Oh, well, yeah.
you get some of those crazy hot.
Yeah, right.
You know, we've seen some of them.
Of course, that was fucking Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's
happy,
California.
Yeah, that's in California. But they're probably there's probably
Sure, it's not too bad out there either.
Legit Ohio 8s in California jail. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
for real, legit. It's probably packed with Ohio 8s.
Yeah.
You know?
What's her nuts from Full House was in prison?
Was she? Oh yeah, Lori.
Yeah, Lori Loughlin. Yeah.
Lori Loughlin, yeah. There's plenty of them that go
Doing
there.
just fine.
Housewives have been in there. The housewives of whatever shit.
Martha was in there.
Martha was a baller too.
Yeah. Oh, she was running that shit.
I mean, she's fucking. She got more street cred from going in there, not talking shit,
Yeah.
and just doing her. Like Snoop Dogg loves her. It's like that bitch took her fucking beating.
Yeah.
Like a man.
You ever see their show? Snoop
I've
and
heard it's
Martha's?
great.
It is. It really is.
Is
They
it?
should
What is
do
it? A
this.
cooking show?
Yeah, it's
or
like a cooking show. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're funny, man.
perfect pair. Two original, two OGs, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Both OGs. You know,
They need to do the weed show, like a weed cooking show now.
Are they?
Oh, they should.
They should. Yeah. I mean, it makes perfect sense with her cooking skills and his weed skills.
Yeah. Right.
Home run. Yeah.
A cookbook.
Yeah. A series cookbook. Yeah, that'd be good. I'd even check that out.
Yeah. Why not?
Sure. Happy Palindrome Day.
Ah, the numbers.
Yeah.
It's all about the
Do you
numbers.
believe in any of this shit?
No, but
Okay.
it's all about the numbers.
Yeah. There's something in the human brain, the way we see patterns and think more about it. Like that's a thing.
Yeah.
And so when we land on like, ooh, 222, ooh, and today at 2:22 p.m., ooh, in 22 seconds, ooh, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like we get all jack hard about that.
Yeah. So we don't all.
Well, you
Some-
and I don't,
some do.
but some do. The dates align to create the perfect palindrome. The 26th or 22nd February 2022 can be written down as 22-2-22, a once-in-a-lifetime lineup that won't happen again for 200 years. Yeah. The unique date which reads the same forwards and backwards, as well as a palindrome. It's also an ambigram, which means the date remains the same when its digits are reversed upside down.
Upside down.
Upside down. Reversed,
Okay.
I get.
Smack it up, flip it.
Yeah,
it down?
but don't we? So you need the O2,
Yeah.
right?
I don't even know if I want to probably just think about this right now. But I started. It's like all week is that way too. Like every day of this week is the same forwards as backwards.
Really?
Something like that. Yeah.
How? Oh, because of the.
Because it's the 2202 to, so it's 225 something. I could look
Okay.
it up, but I don't really give a shit, so I'm not
Yeah,
gonna bother.
yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I did find this interesting though. More than a decade ago, we saw Wednesdays 11-1-11. This century, there have been 11 other months with similar patterns: 02-02-02, 12-12-12. In 11 years, we'll be treated to Threes Day, which is 3-3-33.
Ooh.
And Fours Day, another 11 years after that, 4-4-4-4-4-4.
Oh boy.
That'll be our day.
Oh, that will be our day.
However, it will be future generations to enjoy a full flush of twos on Tuesdays. The next one is centuries away. Sadly, that will fall in 2020. 22-22 will fall on a Friday. That will be the last time there's a full lineup of twos until February 22nd, 22,222.
Oh, boy.
Exactly 20,000 years from now.
Oh, I wonder if I'll get to see that.
Maybe.
Maybe.
You're going to have to change your diet.
Yeah.
You're going to have to change your exercise
More,
regime.
do some
You're going to
yoga.
have to be, you're gonna have to take it more serious.
Tai Chi a little bit.
Yeah. Tai
That's what
Chi.
it is, because it's 2:22:22, right? Basically. But so if it's 2:23:22, then it's 2:23:22.
Yeah.
Both forwards and backwards.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I didn't say it was cool. I was fucking stupid, but
Yeah.
that's what it was.
It's
So
kinda
all week it's
stupid.
got something
Yeah.
those nerds can nerd out about.
Yeah. Not us. That will be the last of it for us.
Numbers.
Yeah. Derek gets into a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
Like patterns in nature, you know, leaves that have 3s or 4s. Like
Hey,
there's all
don't get
kinds
me
of,
into the Fibonacci sequence. But
yeah, there's all kinds of stuff like that, which is kind of cool. But
Yeah.
and that can help you survive too if you know what berries that have certain blades on the leaves to
Yeah.
avoid. And
Sure.
shit like that. Anyway,
Hopefully, I don't ever have to survive on that.
yeah, I wouldn't do very well. I'd be dead in a day.
Just eat it, figure
Just-
it out.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. No, not ready for
We'll
that.
see. Roll the dice.
Trump's Truth Social dropped.
Okay.
It's had some glitches. You gonna join?
This is the new social network.
Yeah.
It might be a little too far on the right for me. I don't know.
Yeah. I know that's a great argument. I like.
I'm
making
thinking
it
about
too.
getting rid of all of it, let alone adding fucking more.
Yeah.
So I'm
Or
pretty over.
you
just
add
about
all of it and just add everything, and it gets canceled over here and not over there. But I don't know what are you supposed to do if you're a guy like that. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
if it's like, okay, these banishments are absurd.
Yeah.
It's not public health safety. They just don't want his voice out there.
Yeah.
So when you know that, it's like YouTube's kicked him off, and then LinkedIn the same day, and so did fucking Twitter, and so did Facebook. Like, all right, you've all said it. Well, go build your own if you don't like it.
Well, okay, here you go. Yep,
You've
those-
left me no option but to build my
your
own.
words, not mine.
So then you can't, at the same time, turn around and be like, without it even being open yet, be like, it's an alt-right fucking Nazi fest. Like, well, you can't have it both ways. I know you want to, but, I signed up today.
Right on.
I signed up for all of them. I don't post on them, but I want to. I don't want to have a name. I want to get in early so I can get my name instead of like Walters 127564332.
Smart, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a million Walters have joined, so it's like I can get my normal thing handle. If it ever goes anywhere, great. If not, whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't cost me anything. So
It's going to cost you.
yeah,
You're going to be doxxed for
I'm going to
it.
be on a list. Ooh, did you sign up for Truth Social? So anyway, it launched Sunday night on Apple's App Store. It is the #1 app on the App Store.
Okay.
Just over a day after launching, whole host of technical glitches, but
I'm surprised they let them launch
I am too
in
kind
a
of.
way. Like, fine, have your own platform too.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's like you've kicked them off everything, but Apple's going to let them go on, and Google's going to let them go on with a different platform. It seems.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's #1, and there are always technical glitches. I don't care if you've got a small podcast that
Yeah.
you're starting or you're a mega company.
There's always something.
Or there's always tons of glitches. Remember how much shit Obama took for Obamacare
It
website?
just crashed.
I mean, it was shit.
Yeah.
And so people like laughing at Trump like he's the first one to, like, dude, anytime you flip on something, you're hit with a ton of shit you didn't see coming or
Unforeseen circumstances.
yeah, too much traffic, it crashed, too much whatever.
And that's a good problem to have.
Sure.
When it's
Sure.
traffic that crashes your shit.
When we launched the Detroit cast originally, I was on GoDaddy, and they put me on a shared server. No big deal.
Yeah.
We don't know what it's going to do. And it crashed in an hour. And they went, oh, fuck, we had no idea so many people were going to check this stupid show out. You need your own server. And so they put us on our own server. But for a day, it was like, I can't download it. I can't get, What are you going to do?
Yeah.
You learn as you go. So what people are getting with, they're hit with a thing that says you are in line like
In the
300
queue?
In the queue, 312,000 people, but I pretty much got right through and I'm in the queue. A lot of people got held up at like pick a username and password and they got dumped and fucked, or they send you an email and then you click back saying that this is a real email. I got through that process and I got in the queue.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know.
It's like getting tickets.
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
Well, for those of us that buy tickets.
Yes.
Bought a ticket for anything.
I haven't bought a ticket in years, sorry.
What the hell's Ticketmaster work? I don't even know.
Hey, the bitches won one today.
Did they?
Yeah.
Which bitches?
U.S. women's soccer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Got a new deal. They've reached a landmark agreement
Okay.
with the Sports American governing body. 6-year legal battle has come to an end for equal pay.
Oh, they're getting the equal pay of the men?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Deal includes $24 million for the U.S. women's team players and future bonuses matching those of their male counterparts. The U.S. Soccer Federation announced a deal Tuesday that will have players split $22 million about 1/3 of what they had sought in damages. The USSF also agreed to establish a fund with $2 million to benefit the players in their post-soccer careers and charitable efforts. Yeah, so this will include World Cup bonuses. They're trying to get equal.
Yeah.
I guess there's different governing bodies, so it's not totally the same. Like FIFA isn't involved with this, and FIFA does the World Cup stuff. So
Okay.
I don't know how much it. Many detractors have argued the women should be paid less because they can't match the revenue produced by their male counterparts. But according to financial statements, in the 3 years after the 15 World Cup win, the U.S. women's games generated more total revenue, $50.8 million, than the U.S. men's games, $49.9 million.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
great, seems fair.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that.
No, if you're making the money, then you should get the money.
Yeah.
You just don't get the money if you're not making the money.
And here's the difference.
And when they take a shit, then their shit should go back down.
Right.
So
Which would be with any business or any.
exactly right.
Whatever.
Performance based. That's what this
Yeah.
whole fucking world needs to be based on.
Yeah. The women are saying stuff like, I think we're all going to look back at this moment with incredible pride. If you're not paying attention to this right now and what's happening in women's sports, you're sleeping on the whole thing. The settlement was a victory for the players, who sparked fans to chant equal pay when they won their second straight title in France 2019, which is the key. They're winning, right?
It helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The men haven't qualified for a World Cup in 30 years.
I know.
Like, there is no men's World Cup soccer in America, barely.
I thought they qualified not too long ago for one.
I don't think so.
But yeah, they're not very good.
The U.S. women have won 4 World Cups since the program started in '85.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they don't even play but every 4 years, so they've basically won every World Cup
Just
almost
about.
they've been in. The men haven't reached the semifinal since 1930.
Okay. Well, again, winning is one thing as long as it pays. If the men losing generate a shit ton more money than the women winning,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
then it's not the same.
Yeah, if you've got a good program and you're winning, like they mentioned women's hockey. It's like, dude, I didn't even know women's hockey was a thing.
Yeah.
Didn't even know it was a thing. Like, that's where I'll have a problem. Like WNBA, no, you lose $1 million every year. You've done that for 22 straight years. You've lost $1 million. So no, you don't get to bitch about your flight accommodations or your hotel accommodations. We had to stop in 3 different cities on our final to our destination. Well, that's so they could only lose $1 million on your product instead of $2 million on your product.
Yeah, you could be the greatest ping pong player in the world, but if nobody's watching, nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, cornhole tournaments.
Yeah. Oof.
What are they on? ESPN 9?
Yeah. So
You know?
O2.
It's like, yeah, they're playing for fucking beer nuts, man. It is what
There's
it
no
is.
real money there. I mean,
Grow it, make it huge, turn it into an actual league. I mean, hell, the first Super Bowl didn't even sell out.
well, now is going to be the new problem.
What?
Now that the money's there, here come the ladies to come take over
Yep.
women's soccer.
Thank you, Megan Rapinoe. I
Yep.
will take that check. Thank you very much. Just a lady on the pitch. Yeah.
Here, hold my beer.
And we're looking at examples, and there's a real, debate going on about it. But you look at Leah Thomas. Could be wrong. Don't hold me to the exact numbers, but I'm very close, if not right on the number. Ranked 432 in the nation in men's swimming.
Yeah,
Number 1 in women's.
just like that.
Yep.
Just
Boom.
like that.
Number 1. And so you start taking that into Olympic competition. If they just want to let ladies participate with the ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to go from being not in the top 500 to number 1 in the world.
How can women even compete?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. If you're a second-rate soccer club at a college and everyone on the team declared, I'm just a lady, you could go dominate the U.S. women's national team.
Destroy.
Yeah. And I would love to see that happen.
Didn't the women's U.S. team get stroked by a high school boys high school team
Yeah,
at one point?
Yeah. They shouldn't do that.
No, it's not a good look.
Don't play those games.
Yeah, exactly. Don't give them the ammo. Don't give them the opportunity.
Yeah. There was a story of the girl who was the most decorated track star or something in American history, like 9 gold medals, blah, blah, blah. And there's like 50 boys in high school right now that smoke her.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
to give you, like high school kids that are way faster. Big E's probably faster.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
not.
No.
Maybe not now. But Yeah, I remember this vaguely, and I'd have to look up the clip to be sure, but I'm almost positive, unless it was staged, which I doubt these girls would have done. But back in the early Man Show, remember the Man Show? Did you watch that?
Oh, yeah.
With Corolla and Kimmel.
Girls on trampolines,
Yeah, exactly.
man show boy.
They did a pickup 2-on-2 game with two of the starters from the UCLA Bruins women's team
Against Corolla
against Corolla and Kimmel.
and Kimmel.
And Corolla and Kimmel won. And they, I just remember that. I don't know why I remember that. It would have been early 90s or something,
Yeah.
mid 90s. But I'm positive. I'd love to talk to one of them about that.
Yeah,
if we ever get Adam on again. Or
Find that clip.
yeah,
Love to see it.
But I'm almost positive they beat the starters for the UCLA Bruins.
I believe it.
Yeah. Two fucking out of shape old
Equal
men
pay.
drinking beer.
Equal pay.
Equal pay. Same thing. Oh man. The CDC has withheld vast swaths of information about the impact of COVID-19, leading to some anger in the scientific community. The speculation the agency is not releasing the data because it weakens the case for booster shots.
Oh, no shit.
Wouldn't shock me.
Huh.
Maybe it would shock me. Would that shock me that they would do that?
Yeah, I don't see that being your shocked face.
It's not my shock face.
Okay.
Good call. Good catch, T.
Yep.
2 weeks ago, the CDC published the first significant data on the effectiveness of boosters in adults younger than 65. So they get a whole lot of those 60 to 65 people in there to skew the numbers a bit.
Yeah.
But the agency, led by Dr. Rochelle Walensky, did not share the information on those aged 18 to 49, who are considered to be the least likely to benefit from a booster. It has also failed to provide information they held on child hospitalizations. What are we waiting for? It's been three. What are we in, year 3? You don't have any of this data? No? Can't give it to any of us?
They have it.
Yeah.
And if it was any good, they'd be shoving it down your fucking throat.
Oh, you know it, T. They would be.
It'd be coming like a fastball right
Yeah.
at your head.
It's just like if they had any violent incidents in the trucker convoy, that shit would be on every single channel round the clock. Think January 6th. Think January 6th.
You get like alerts on your phone. Your phone would just start going off like an Amber Alert.
Yeah, exactly.
We got him.
We got him. We found a video of a Canadian trucker convoy guy being an asshole. He threw a rock through a window or he punched someone. Like, they'd be blowing that up, making it the biggest story. It'd be the biggest thing, certainly since 9/11. It'd be certainly bigger than, maybe since the Civil War.
Maybe Canadians are so nice that honking is the equivalent of like burning down a building. He fucking honked.
Kristen Nordland, a spokeswoman for the CDC.
Spokesperson.
Okay, spokesperson. Said the agency has been slow to release the data because basically at the end of the day, it's not yet ready for prime time.
Okay. I mean, it's just not quite fitting your narrative.
We haven't massaged it enough.
Yes, exactly.
We haven't come up with a counter argument yet.
You got to manipulate these just a little bit more.
So the agency's priority, and this is their priority when gathering any data, is to ensure that it's accurate and actionable. We're concerned it might be misinterpreted to show the vaccines were ineffective. Oh, is that what you were worried about? So you can't show us the data for fear that people would read it and go, wait a minute. This says this shit's bullshit.
Yep.
They were concerned it might be misinterpreted to show the vaccines were ineffective.
Yeah. It would be interpreted just fine. It wouldn't be misinterpreted at all.
Yeah, you would release
That information that says it's bullshit, and we would interpret it as bullshit.
Potentially.
Thank you.
We don't know. We haven't seen it.
Fair,
So
fair.
we can't say. Yeah, that's concerning. So you're worried.
Is it?
Yeah. You're worried that you get final say on the document that you're going to release to the public. You put your little shit together and you got all your stuff, all your ducks in a row, and you're going to present it to the public. And your worst fear is they're so dumb they're going to read it wrong and think vaccines don't work and they don't need boosters. Okay.
Well, we can read data.
Yeah.
It's not that complicated.
She also said, look, we're reluctant to publish this data because it represents only 10% of the population.
Oh, that's a fucking pretty big number.
33 million people.
That's a pretty big number.
Not big enough. I know it's the standard that we use every year for the flu, I know it's that, but it's just we just don't have our arms around this yet.
Oh my God. How is this even real life?
I don't know. The 18 to 49-year-old group is considered least likely to benefit from the booster, given the death rates among the age group are already so low. It is far more likely the elderly or immunocompromised to get sick without their booster than healthy, young, and middle-aged people. Boosters became available for children aged 12 and upwards only last month, child abuse again, and so would not be covered by the data set. Outraged scientists stressed that publishing the data went hand in hand with educating the public about vaccines, explaining that as more people are vaccinated, the percentage of vaccinated people who are infected or hospitalized would also rise. They've urged the CDC to publish the information. Tell the truth, present the data, Paul Offit, vaccine expert advisor to the FDA, said. I have to believe there is a way to explain these things so people can understand it. Because the CDC has not published the information, American scientists were forced to rely on Israeli data. There's no reason that they should be better at collecting and putting forth data than we are. The CDC is the principal epidemiological agency in this country, and so you would like to think that this data came from them. We've been begging for this sort of data for 2 years.
Best fucking scientist money can buy.
Yeah,
Right
right.
there, definitely.
So this is a woman, a female, Malady, Jessica Rivera, an epidemiologist, part of the team that ran the COVID tracking project. She denied there was a risk of data being misinterpreted and adding that instead it builds public trust and it paints a much clearer picture of what's actually going on. It gets really exhausting when you see the private sector working faster than the premier public health agency in the world. But we don't believe that they're working for anything but a profit margin.
No.
They're in bed. They're
all in bed
compromised.
together. Yes.
I mean, it makes perfect sense if you really look at it from that standard, and it's really not that hard to see.
Nope.
One's funding the other. They're scratching each other's back, and so if you can slow roll this and keep forcing vaccines on people who don't need it, 12-year-olds certainly don't need it. 5-year-olds less than 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
They just don't need it.
Yeah, I figure if they drag their feet long enough, they can either manipulate or massage the data to fit what it needs to be. And if they can do it long enough, they can get enough shots in people's arms that it won't make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how long we can keep playing this fucking game, though.
I don't know. It's not our call.
No.
We don't get to make that decision.
But she's absolutely right on building public trust.
Yeah, well,
I mean, that's one way to build it and be honest about it. But
wouldn't that be nice to actually
It
get
would
the
be.
truth and honesty,
but when you're talking about
transparency?
an extra $30 billion for elitists,
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they want to keep the peons in the dark.
Because we're peons,
Yeah.
right?
Fear, fear, fear.
Hey, how much money are you going to need in retirement? Are you sure you're not going to outlive your money?
No.
Having a plan today means you can adjust as your life changes. Retirement does not have to be a mystery. Contact Mark and Jay at LPL Financial today to learn the answer to one of the most important questions for your retirement. Call 248-626-2000 and ask for Merck or Jay.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
We haven't talked about Kyle Rittenhouse in a while.
Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. I do have sort of mixed emotions on him.
Well, I got to go back and check that. What was the date on that?
The
His
shooting?
trial. Well, or whatever.
A
was that last
couple
fall?
months ago, yeah.
Okay.
Something like that.
I had a bet with someone,
You did.
Newberg.
Okay.
He said that he was within a year he was going to be fucking back in trouble again. Do something. I
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
I was like, you out of your mind?
Yeah.
Dude just got a jail free card.
Yeah.
You're not going to do a fucking thing.
No.
So.
And he
we'll
was
see.
a pretty good kid to begin with, if you watched the trial. And
Yeah.
learned,
Actually pay
learned a
attention
little
to
about
the
him.
facts. Yeah.
I do think it's a bad idea. Like, you've got the Covington kids, right? The Catholic school that were wearing the MAGA hats
Yeah.
at the Capitol or the Lincoln Memorial or something. And
You know, that Indian guy was.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they tried to paint him as white supremacist and all that, and it came out. He sued
Yeah.
CNN, ABC, like Washington Post, all those people that smeared his fucking name.
Was it under
character
defamation
assassinating.
or what? You remember the chart? What his suit was actually on?
Yeah, he wasn't a public figure, and they defamed him.
Okay.
They smeared his name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there was damage done to those kids, and we don't know what the payout was. It's not disclosed, but he fucking probably made a ton.
Yeah.
whether he made $100 million or $60 million.
Say somewhere between 20 and 100, guessing somewhere in there.
Maybe, but he got one big payment from CNN, but we don't know.
Did he get individuals from all of them?
Yeah, I think he was.
Yeah.
So he settled with some, but then had the CNN one outstanding, and that recently got settled. But that kid didn't talk to anybody. Like, he was just a high school kid. It'd be like Ty or something.
Yeah.
Stay out of the limelight, stay out of the media. Just let your lawyers handle that shit and let it play out behind the scenes and go away. Kyle Rittenhouse, who I believe is 100% innocent, just like the court found, rightfully, he's doing the whole right-wing circuit.
Yeah, he was
Right.
He was doing a little victory lap right after that ended.
Been doing a lot of Tucker appearances, Steven Crowder, which is great. I mean, how do you pass that up?
Yeah.
Hannity probably. So it just makes it look worse in a way.
Yeah, I haven't seen or heard much. So is he still doing that, or is
Well, he did
sort
like
of-
a whole hour, like through that trial. Tucker Carlson's production team was following him around with a camera.
Yeah,
So they came out with the Trial of Kyle documentary that aired on their streaming stuff.
did they steal our shit? The file with Kyle?
File with Kyle, yeah,
wish it
sure
was
did. Trial with Kyle,
Infringement.
right?
Yeah,
We'd have a case.
yeah.
Not bad.
Been saying it first.
So he plans to take aim at the people and organizations who called him a murderer or a white supremacist, among other things. So last November is when it was. So around election time is when you can
Yeah,
collect on your bet. I don't know what your bet was. Hopefully it was a lot.
yeah. I think it. I have to go back and check the notes.
Okay.
It was something.
He was found not guilty in November of first-degree intentional homicide and other charges and walked out of the court a free man. Rittenhouse said he wanted to hold major media and entertainment figures accountable, noting that he had talk show host Whoopi Goldberg in his sights. We're looking at quite a few politicians, celebrities, athletes. Whoopi Goldberg is on the list. She called me a murderer after I was acquitted by a jury of my peers. She went on to still say that. And there's others. Cenk Uygur, fucking piece of shit he is,
Young
founder of
Turks.
Young Turks.
Yeah.
He said he's on his scope, adding, he continues to call me a murderer.
Does he still?
Yeah.
This, not that I watched that, but
No.
yeah, and that especially, it's bad enough the way they did it before the trial, but to still be doing it after the trial is, you know,
Yeah. And talking about punching down, too. Again, someone with a big platform.
Yeah.
You know, Cenk Uygur, Whoopi Goldberg. What are you doing punching down on an 18-year-old kid? You know, when you clearly didn't watch the trial,
No.
you might disagree, and lots of us can disagree with the fact that he was even there,
Yep.
or why anyone was there for that matter.
true.
But he had every legal right to be there. And if you watched even a slither of that trial, you saw the videos, slowed down, broken down, and you could see exactly why he reacted the way he did. It's a miracle he was as good a shot as he was.
Yeah.
And he took down some real fucking pieces of shit, too.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a win-win.
half of you didn't know that the people he shot weren't black.
Most of them didn't.
Yeah, most of them didn't.
Yeah.
They just assumed. He wouldn't say he was talking to Tucker Carlson, according to the story. I haven't seen it, but whatever. He refused to be drawn on who else may come under fire, but there may be quite a list, including the President of the United States, bowl of soup.
He did stir that pot.
Yeah, 2 months before Bowl of Soup was elected president, he criticized then President Trump for refusing to condemn people who were against Black Lives Matter riots as white supremacists. The tweet from Bowl of Soup included an image video clip of Kyle Rittenhouse. There's no other way to put it. The President of the United States refused to disavow white supremacists on the debate stage last night, Bowl of Soup tweeted. I bet he did.
Yeah.
LeBron James accused him of fake tears. Remember that
Yeah.
stupid shit?
Yeah. I don't think that's not actionable though.
No, probably not. Rittenhouse fired back at LeBron saying, I was really pissed off when he said that because I liked LeBron. And now I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, LeBron.
I love that one. Fuck you, LeBron. I remember seeing that
LeBron.
quote. Like, yeah, fuck you, LeBron. And yeah, fuck you, LeBron.
Yeah. Yeah, he said it.
That one's from me, too.
That kid took a bunch of lemon heads before taking the stand or something like
Yeah.
that. I didn't see no tears. Again, LeBron, really, the king, needs to comment on a fucking Kenosha, Wisconsin trial case with an 18-year-old.
Oh, he's the social
And you've got all your
justice
facts
king.
wrong?
That's all he is. Self-proclaimed
Yeah,
social justice warrior king.
exactly. Yeah. Until it gets into vaccines. And then you don't want to talk about that shit.
Nope.
This isn't my lane. I only comment on me and my family.
Yeah, I don't tell people what to do or how to live their lives.
He knows there's a lot of black people who don't trust the fucking vaccine.
Yeah.
Period.
Like most.
Yeah, like most, with good reason, you know. And so he ain't jumping into that debate because there's a lot of brothers that'd be like, bro, no, not interested.
I heard there's a new strain coming out.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think they're going to call it the Hail Mary.
Oh, the Hail Mary.
One last chance.
Yeah. They're calling it 3 seconds on the clock from your own 40. That's hilarious.
There's new ones coming called Midterms are coming.
Ooh, the midterm strain is right around the corner. It should land sometime around August.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're all looking forward to it.
It's time to get those mail-in ballots out.
Yeah. Let's get them out now and get them back now.
Shut down those polling stations quick.
Vote now before the real story comes out. They're hoping to get all the ballots back by July. We're sending them all out tomorrow. We want them all back by July.
Yeah. COVID. It's going to take a long time to process that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. My trial exposed a deep corruption in our media that cannot go unanswered. Their blatant lies, defamation, and propaganda were malicious attempts to tear our nation apart and destroy my life. I'm committed to holding them accountable. Me and my team have decided to launch the Media Accountability Project so they can fundraise, basically. I don't want to see anybody else have to deal with what I went through, so I want to hold them accountable for what they did to me because I don't want to see anyone go through it.
That's
Blah, blah,
good.
blah.
I mean,
yeah, we need it. Whether he's the face of that, I don't know, but
I mean, he is a poster child for it. That's for sure.
well, it's too bad that
I don't know that I need
half the country's not
18-year-old.
willing to hear you when you go, well, look, here's the facts. I mean, I
No.
can show you where you're wrong. I can show you the 5 places you keep repeating blindly without doing any research. I mean, you have teams of hundreds that work underneath you, newsrooms. How come no one's correcting any of this stuff that was factually proven in court, shown in court? Simple. That was a simple one.
Shows it's willful
Yeah.
and malicious.
La, 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 la. Fingers in ears.
It's not just ignorance.
But it would have been cool if the country could have just been more mature and gone, wow, that's really sad. That really does shine a light on something you could almost align and go, you know what, black people have been talking about this for a long time. Getting a raw deal in the justice system. People lying, people smearing their name and making them look a certain way. And well, it took you guys seeing the light with this white kid whose trial you were paying attention to. Now we can come together as a country and go, this type of bullshit, whether it's black kid over here or Kyle Rittenhouse, is wrong. It's not about wins and losses for these prosecutorial teams. It's about justice.
No, they don't. That's not how it's going to work.
I know it's not. I know it's not. But it would have been a teachable moment where you could almost ebony and ivory this thing together.
No, it had the opposite effect of that.
I get it now. I get it what you were saying all those years.
No, it was fuck that white guy.
Yeah.
Fuck that kid.
Fuck that kid. Travel across straight lines.
Yeah.
With a gun.
Illegal
cross straight lines.
carrying weapons across state
Yeah,
lines.
wrong.
Yeah, white supremacist.
White
murder,
supremacist. Mm-hmm.
firing into the crowd.
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
Oh, here's an interesting story. And Ahmaud Arbery. Right?
Yep.
He was a kid that was jogging in the neighborhood and was gunned down by a father and son.
Yeah, there's 3 of them, I think, all
And then a
together.
buddy of
And then
theirs.
a buddy, yep.
So 3 men who murdered Black Georgia jogger Ahmaud Arbery have been convicted of federal hate crimes after a jury decided they targeted their victim because of his race. Travis McMichael, his dad Gregory McMichael, and their friend Roddy Bryan, who filmed it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he didn't know that it was gonna end the way it
Well,
did.
I mean, I don't think it is. I haven't watched a lot of this trial,
Yeah.
but I mean, I have a pretty good understanding, at least, of what it was. They went after him because they thought he was stealing shit.
Yeah.
Right now, they
It
assume
was
that
a
because he was
construction
black.
site, right? Like a house build.
Yeah. So whether there was some video that saw him going in and out of there, or
Like
maybe
5
it was
times.
somebody. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so something was missing, and they thought it was. So they. Now I can respect it to a certain degree that if that was happening, and no matter who it was, you saw them going in and out of the place, you would stop and do something about it. Whether it was a black guy or a white guy.
Yeah.
Now whether it's they just did it because he was black or whatever, but they didn't just mow him down and shoot him. Like they tried to like citizen arrest him.
Yeah.
From what I understand,
Yeah.
and they tried to get him to stop, and he wouldn't stop, and rightfully so. So a bunch of fucking dudes roll up with guns and trucks, not necessarily going to stop either. So I'm not saying they're right or wrong,
Right.
But then there was a they got into a scuffle.
Yep.
And he tried to take the gun, and they ended up and they shot him.
Yeah.
But it's being portrayed that they just rolled up, and just murdered the guy,
A black guy.
yeah,
Who
a
was
black
jogging
guy,
innocently
because
through the
it was just
neighborhood.
an innocent black guy rolling through the neighborhood, and these guys just, like old fucking posse style, got in their pickup trucks and just hunted him down and killed him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I mean, I'm not saying they were right by any stretch, but at least be fucking honest about all the facts of what happened.
Right.
So-
Well, they dug into their social media on these guys
Yeah.
and their text messages, which I'll be honest, I'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
I use black emojis all the time because it's an option they gave me.
Yeah.
It was a new option. So when I give you a thumbs up emoji back, it's usually going to be brown or black. I got to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
I have no racist intent behind it.
I don't see color.
Yeah. Right. So if you went through mine and that was the determination, and I don't know what the level was of these guys just going, let's go out and beat the shit out of some
Yeah,
N words today.
It sounds like
maybe that
there's
was
some
it.
pretty horrific shit in some of their stuff of what people have said and other things out there. So, but to say that was the sole reason that they killed him, I think is a stretch.
Yeah.
Like they didn't go because they were like, hey, there's a black guy running down the street,
It's almost like
and that's why the guy was filming it. Right? He wasn't filming it because they were going to go kill him. They were
Right, they weren't
filming it
making a
because
snuff
they
film.
were thought they were catching a criminal,
Yeah.
and trying to stop him before he got away. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying they're right by any stretch, but you're like, oh, they filmed the whole thing. Like,
Yeah, salacious, salacious.
Yeah, then why do you think they were filming it? Because they weren't planning on killing the guy, I don't think.
Well, I found this interesting. Prosecutors showed roughly 24 text messages and social media posts in which Travis McMichael and Roddy Bryan used racist slurs and made derogatory comments about black people. The FBI wasn't able to access Greg McMichael's phone because it was encrypted.
Oh.
So they never got in to see. I want to know what his encryption was.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Travis, you're up, buddy.
Yeah,
How do
Trav, how do we
make
get
this happen?
there?
Yeah.
We want Greg McMichael's phones.
Yes.
Okay, that's what we're looking for. So the FBI can go, if it wasn't for the damn encryption, we would have got these guys.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that great?
Didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. Here's the other thing about this. When that decision came down, so the difference is they were already serving life. The one guy got life with the possibility of parole after 15 years or something.
It's like
The
a
one that
separate
drove
trial. This
there.
is a civil rights trial of whether they
Right.
trampled his civil rights.
So
Yeah,
none
by
of the
killing him, they
two,
did.
the father son are not getting out of jail. The guy that rode separately and filmed,
Yeah.
he was looking at 15 years and blah blah blah. Maybe try to flip him or something. By making this guilty of a federal hate crime, they for the family they go, yes, we can stick them in a federal prison for life, and their conditions in that prison would be way harder than they would be in regular prison pop.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're going after revenge
Mm-hmm.
more than anything. Let's make this as difficult as possible. Which whatever, I get how the family would feel that way. The problem I have is this is an isolated incident in a community that happened.
Yeah.
There are two sides to every story. There's a third people often say is the truth. So if this guy is picked up on video cam, which it was, they had a security cam outside this house build. I want to say it was a house build, and there were some missing tools. If they thought, motherfucker, how many times is this cat going to break in here?
Yep.
Called the cops. No one's doing anything. Let's go fucking talk to him. Whatever. Okay, that's one side of the story. You can believe that or not.
Sure.
Should never get to where it got to.
No.
But it's still an isolated incident in a smallish town
Yeah.
that happened. When this jury decision came down, my phone exploded. Now, for someone like me who reads news all day, every day, I have notifications from CNN, Fox, NBC, ABC, Huffington Post, name it. I have it. Daily Wire. I get notifications from all of them.
Yeah.
My phone exploded like this was 9/11. This was the biggest story in the world. Now, why would they do that? They don't tell me every time, oh yeah, there's a recall on expired milk. Look out. They say it's good till the 22nd, but it really expired 4 days earlier and people are getting sick. I won't get 20 notifications for that.
No.
Right? Isolated incident in a town. This happened. And I will fuck this up, Troy, because I've thought a lot about it. I did a Lego build in California, and it's one of these weird ones. It's not Lego pieces. But it's the Beatles. So you've got 4 different builds you could do, and it's a mosaic thing. So you just put a blue dot there, a white dot, and over time it presents a picture.
Yeah.
At first, so I feel like with so many of these cases that we hear of people like, oh my God, this incident, we need to highlight this incident. It's like what it's doing to our country is it's focusing in on the one blue dot and going, that represents everything. Instead of fucking pulling that back, and you see the beautiful mosaic that it created with all of the pieces put in place. There's some evil in those colors. There's some good. There's some great. There's some fucking middle of the road, nothing. But it all presents a picture of this nation as a whole. And you pull it back and you go, holy shit, that's a really cool picture of John Lennon. You know what I mean? And I feel like every time these incidents pop up, it doesn't even have to be more than 10 a year, which represents jack shit in the big picture.
Yeah.
It doesn't warrant that kind of like, oh my God, George Floyd. Oh my God, this represents the whole nation. It doesn't.
No.
Ahmaud Arbery doesn't represent the whole nation. And we keep losing our fucking shit over this stuff. Like,
Well, they got to keep racism front and center.
Yeah.
They have to promote it to make sure that it's the biggest thing in the world right now. Just to make sure everybody knows that that's because it's not. So they have to act like it is.
are we so privileged that that's what we're going to squabble over?
I wonder if black people are sick of it. In a way.
I think a lot of them are.
It's almost. It sounds shitty to say that it's patronizing in a way, but it's almost
is.
patronizing in a
It
way.
is.
Like, okay, man, stop using me for your cause.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like that story. I think my mom sent it to me. I was reading it to you the other day about the black ants, the large black ants and the red ants.
Yeah.
If you take 100 of each and put them in a jar and leave them, they're just fine. They'll get along. But you vigorously shake that fucking jar and open it up and pour them out. Yeah. They'll fight to the death. And so the question is, who's shaking our jar?
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. Is
The red ants and the black ant. The reds think the blacks did it. The blacks think the red did it. So they fight each other to the death.
Right.
But the reality is that they were both victims in it.
Yeah.
And are you sure they weren't red ants and blue ants?
Yeah, right? Maybe. Or whether that's, white people versus everybody. We're the worst ever, apparently. But it's like gay, not gay. It's fucking this group versus that group. Someone outside of the group is shaking the shit out of the jar and then opening the lid every day. And then we're fighting to the death. But it's not the reality when you're walking around the world.
But nobody's looking up to see who's shaking the jar.
Yeah. No. And why? The bigger question is, why are they shaking this jar? What are they getting out of this? To make everybody why would you want to make the communities look at each other and distrust? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. If you distrust them, then you'll trust the government, I think, is their goal. Or you'll at least be so consumed with all the other bullshit that you won't even notice theirs.
Yeah.
I think that's probably more.
Yeah,
Those
you're
smoke
probably
and
right.
mirrors, the old distraction.
I've heard people talk about that the elites, the truly elites, the 1%ers that are running the world and looking for global domination, whatever they're doing, they don't give a shit who you vote in at president. They're all run by the military industrial complex. They're all run by Wall Street, both sides. They're all run by big pharma. So they don't really give a fuck. Let the minions keep kicking around and fighting each other over nonsense while we're over here. It's the magician. Pay attention to what's going on in this hand, not what's going on in this hand. So, I don't know. It just sucks, man.
Yeah. I feel just like we're being manipulated.
Yeah.
We really are.
And the weirdest part is we can all see it. Both sides can see it, and yet.
But that's where we get lost, is because we just can't figure out the why of it. I know something's going on, but what? It's
I
got
wish
to be
there'd be
there.
a brilliant mind to come out and go, okay. I just want somebody.
Janitor at Cornell or something
Yeah.
that comes in and solves the problem on the,
just goes,
the board.
all right, hold on. Time out. All of you, shut up. Give me 1 minute. Here's what's actually going on. fucking knock it off. You don't hate him because he's white, and you don't hate him because he's black or her. Stop it. Here's what's really going on. I want that guy to come down.
That'd be great.
Oh, that'd be great.
He'd be canceled immediately.
Immediately.
Would never
Can't
see the
agree.
light of day.
Can't agree on anything, man.
No.
Can't. Scholars recently admitted to Forbes in an article that annual diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, trainings aren't very effective. And that the solution should be more.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's the solution.
It's not effective, so we need more of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was
That's
like,
justifying their jobs.
yeah.
That's all that is.
I read it and I was like, oh, scholars admit diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings are not effective. They suggest we should have more woke ideas.
Oh my God.
Oh, where does this end?
No. Well, it's what I was kind of said, like with racism and whatever, sexism, ageism, all the isms are that it's generational. Like you can't just change. I mean, you can be more thoughtful about things, but if you're racist,
Yeah.
you're not going to change that.
No.
You can't, seminar the racist out of somebody.
Yeah.
You can't have woke classes, to un-racist somebody. It's just every generation has been less than the prior. And it's as the old racist people die off and our old grandparents, threw the N-word around like it was a bar of soap, then it trickles out. But you can't teach it. You can't implement it with policy.
bully it.
You can't policy it away.
No.
You can't just say, well, now you can't be racist. The fuck? People are. It's just inherent.
Yeah. Yeah, to be scared of what you don't know. So cultural differences.
Yeah.
How people dress, how they look.
I mean, ignorance is one thing.
Yeah.
I'm talking about actual
ignorance is forgivable too.
Yeah,
If
to
you
a
don't
degree,
know,
absolutely. If
you
you
know,
don't know, right? And there is
think about how many different ways, every child grows up in this country. Some with shit parents, some with horribly racist parents, some with great parents, some with no opportunity. Like everybody grows up different and has a different idea of what the world is. This I don't think helps. Because you're trying to force people. Do you think there's truly any racist whose hearts and minds are changed by shoving this shit in their face?
absolutely not.
None.
That was the
it does
point.
nothing. So it sounds like a grift to me. The word of the year.
Yeah.
Grift. Because why? You mentioned it in the first sentence. They got to justify jobs, man.
Yeah.
You got people on the speaking circuit making $60,000 a speech to go into a classroom and go, "You're a piece of shit because you're white. You're a piece of shit because you're white."
Yeah, it's a whole new department of HR
Yeah.
and shit for these corporations.
Yeah.
A whole new wave of brand new jobs.
And those people are not usually held to account as far as like any pushback. They can just go into friendly confines at universities, spew whatever they want. They don't have to take a single question.
Yeah.
And when you see them come under fire, when they fall into the stage with Ben Shapiro, they eat shit 100% of the time. Like 100% of the time.
Yeah.
When someone finally pushes back on them that has some knowledge, they eat shit every single time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we need more of this.
Yeah, we do.
The College Fix reported that traditional anti-discrimination trainings conducted on an annual basis aren't sufficient, and studies show it. But instead of looking for reasons why the training isn't actually effective, and that perhaps the content needs to be changed or presented another way, those scholars insisted that people simply must be subjected to the training more often. So it's not working. We've got actual scholars saying it's not working. And so your answer to that is throw good money after bad, essentially.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
Yeah. What is the definition of insanity again, Troy?
Yeah, it's doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Oh, thank you.
So we need more.
More.
Of this. More.
Oh, yeah. The Forbes article explained that a lack of understanding regarding issues like the bamboo ceiling. Do you know what the bamboo
I do
ceiling
not.
is? Yeah, no one does.
Okay.
They're just inventing shit now. The bamboo ceiling is like the glass ceiling for women, but for Asians.
Oh.
Seems almost racist calling it the bamboo
Yeah, no
ceiling,
shit.
right? A little bit like. So Asians apparently can't get leadership jobs in this country at all, and You know, who doesn't like being a victim? It's not your fault.
course.
You don't have good leadership skills. We need to shatter that bamboo ceiling.
We still don't trust them over that whole Pearl Harbor thing.
Yeah.
We're
Fuck
not putting
outta
you
here.
guys in charge. Fuck out of here.
There's so many Asian people that murder it in this country. They
I know.
kill it.
I know.
They work their asses off. They emphasize education. Their kids are smart as shit. Yes, there are some Asians in ghettos. Yes, there are some white kids in ghettos. There are some Mexicans in ghettos and blacks in ghettos. Yes, true.
Yep.
By and large, the Asians are being discriminated against not by a bamboo ceiling, but because they're too fucking good.
Yeah.
They have a lawsuit against Harvard right now.
Do they really?
Yeah. I mean, not all of them, but big contingency because like 76% of the kids getting in were Asian. Well, that's too many.
Yeah.
We need more blacks. We need more women.
Got to diversify that shit.
So, sorry, Asians. Take you out at the knees. And they're like, go fuck yourself. I murdered that kid
Yeah.
in every metric
Yep.
in school. And he got in because he's
melanin.
black. He's got more melanin and wider eyes than I do. So he gets into the prestigious Harvard University.
Well, that goes across the board on a lot of different levels.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
thanks, Title IX.
Yep. So, bamboo ceiling, hair discrimination,
Okay.
tone policing.
Tone policing, like my vocal tones
Yeah,
or tone
like-
of skin.
I don't know. Like, don't you take that tone at me? I'm black. You
Oh.
can't talk to me that way. I don't know. Tone policing, like,
That sounds
would you
weird.
calm down, guys? Let's not get into this. We're in a restaurant setting. Could you guys keep it down? Is that tone policing?
Maybe I don't know.
Karening? Would Karening be tone? I mean, these are things I've never heard of.
I thought it was like the shade.
Hair discrimination? I mean, what?
Oh, the snappy nappy.
Snap it, happy. Okay. Colorism?
They are just making.
They're just
shit
making
up.
shit up.
Just
Like, I've never heard of
making
any of
shit
these.
up.
They're acting like this is all something like
Yeah, come
comedy.
on. I, of course you don't know about this.
Yeah.
Exactly
Isn't
why
that
I
the
am
point?
here.
And experiences of first-generation professionals inhibits an organization's ability to cultivate inclusive spaces. First-gen professionals. Okay. Here's how this has historically gone as far as I know in this country. Your parents came from a shithole country. I don't know how else to say it. Third world, looking for a chance to provide something greater, an opportunity for their children. So they came over here, and this has gone on for generations and generations and generations. They come over here, eat shit for a generation to get those kids into proper schooling so that those kids grow up to have real professions,
Yep.
families, and then boom, you blossom into
Yeah,
the world.
seems pretty standard.
Right. So what are you saying? The experiences of first generation professionals?
I
So
don't
it
even know what
sounds
the
like
fuck that means.
they've won the American dream. If they're first generation professionals, they've come to this country, unless I'm reading this wrong,
And succeeded.
and succeeded.
Mm-hmm.
So the experiences, what are the experiences? They're great. Way better than what they left before.
Better than their parents had, I think. Yeah.
Donna Dockery, a DEI expert.
No, fuck off.
Yeah. Don't you just want to go, whatever you're about to say, fuck off, save it. Grifter, keeping the money train rolling.
Yeah.
Told Forbes that annual training ends up with situations where the people who usually need it the most, and usually the ones who do not value it, don't show up. Oh, so what? Were you going to force bully them into it? I mean, that's what they're doing anyways.
Yep. Mandatory.
Once a year was not enough for these trainings. They are also commonly done once a year or reactive to something bad, which comes off as disingenuous. True. Yeah.
Yeah. After
I mean,
the point. Yeah, after the fact.
companies have learned how to shut you the fuck up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't do anything. Don't pick it outside our building. We'll go through your bullshit training. We'll pay you $75,000 to come in and talk for an hour while these guys fall asleep and pretend to give a shit. And you blather on about how the world works in your view, and try to bully them into different whatever.
Yeah.
How about that? Is that
Perfect.
cool?
Yep. Just
So
leave us out of it.
That $75,000 payment once a year wasn't enough. So what if we did it once a month?
Exactly. We need to
Ramp it
fucking
up.
modify this thing. Really
Make-
take it to the next level.
Make your DEI efforts a priority. And since I happen to be an expert in DEI, I mean,
Yeah. I should be a priority.
two birds, one stone. Why don't you
Self-serving.
just put me on the payroll? Make it a part of your annual budget.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah, plan for that. Cut this wing of your business
Yeah.
and let me move my desk in, and I'll just be here to fucking shame everybody once a month. How about that? It should be ingrained in your work activities. These trainings need to be ongoing. Research show the common once or twice a year makes little difference.
No. So, yeah, we got to have this.
Yeah.
Maybe even weekly.
One conversation about DEI isn't enough, and that bias is day by day. To interrupt this, a number of steps are required, and they need to be meaningful and carried out across a larger, longer period of time. The Fix, the magazine, College Fix, asked Ms. Williams, this is Joan Williams, law professor at UC Hastings, for the written basis of these claims, and the scholar-cited research from the academic journal Anthropology now titled, Why Doesn't Diversity Training Work? Concluded that 2/3 of human resource specialists report that diversity training does not have positive effects, and several field studies have found no effect of diversity training on women's or minorities' careers or on managerial diversity. Additionally, there is ample evidence that training alone does not change attitudes or behavior. They also found the research suggests that training inspires unrealistic confidence in anti-discrimination programs, making employees complacent about their own biases.
Yeah. I smell bullshit.
Yeah, but we've smelled bullshit all along, you know?
It's not working. Do more.
There was a guy in 60 Minutes years ago, a few years ago anyways, black dude. And I think he was a jazz musician, like in New Orleans. And there was a Klan group, like a real group.
Actual KKK clan?
Actual KKK robes,
Yeah.
stupid pointy hats, the whole thing. They might have been burning crosses and shit. And he went in there and started talking to the fucking Grand Cyclops, super wizard, whatever it
Whatever
was.
that dude was.
And it was like, get out of here, you know, and fuck you, N-word, you know, all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And he kept coming back. I want to see I got the details of this right. He kept coming back and would just sit down and talk with him. Just like, yo, man, we're about the same age.
Yeah.
And over months, they established a relationship and a friendship. And this guy was the leader of this Klan outfit.
Yeah.
He gave his Klan robe and pointy hat to the black guy, which the black guy has to this day. They're best friends.
Yeah.
And it shows how you really make end roads through, not end roads, but end roads through to progress. Yeah. Where it was like telling people, you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, you need diversity training. You need blah, blah, blah. No, you need people to go, okay, man, I don't know where you came from. You don't know where I came from. You don't know me. I don't know you. Let's sit down and bullshit. Yeah. And that one guy made a huge difference in that community. The guy quit the fucking Klan, became best friends with this guy. And I think they work on, he might have died, actually, the black dude. Probably diabetes.
I was going to say, wasn't the rest of the Klan, was it?
No.
A little revenge?
No. He might not have. But
he took our Cyclops.
Dude, it's one of those stories that makes you cry when you watch it. You're like, see how
these idiots will say that that's what they're doing, but they're not.
But they're not.
But they're
not
not
even close.
Not even close. They'll try and tell you that that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Trying to tear down those walls, but that's not how you do it. You can't policy that shit into place.
Which is why it feels so disingenuous. Like if you're on one end of the bar and I come in a sprint at you with a mean mugging you and you catch that, what are you going to do? Are you just going to stand there, welcome me with a hug? Or are you going to fucking brace for, like, that's a natural human reaction.
Yeah.
Like, protect yourself, protect those you're with, whatever. If someone comes up to you and is like, hey, man, you look familiar. What's your name? Troy. Hey, I'm Mike. You know, blah, blah. Like, there's a way to get communication going, but coming in hot isn't the way to do it.
No.
And forcing never works. People get defensive. It's human nature. That's what we do as humans. And this goes back to our caveman DNA. When someone's coming to your fucking cave to steal your bitch and drag her off by her hair, steal whatever fucking shitty tools you've made, like, you got to be on alert all the fucking time for predators.
Yeah.
And so that caveman DNA is there. That hasn't left us.
No.
So, you know, but it makes you go, this is so disingenuous, because everybody has to know any experts would say that bullying or forcing is not strong arming people to do something you want them to do is no way to get anything
No,
accomplished.
but that's
it's just not.
They won't say that's what they're doing.
Because there's profits in it. Lots of profits.
More,
and a lot of
more,
people taking
more.
the knee. A lot of people, they want people to take the knee, and, it's just too bad.
It is.
I think we touched on this story yesterday, T. The ex-teacher was given the
Oh, the cum cakes.
cakes. Yeah.
Yep.
We didn't give the details on it,
Okay.
but man, Louisiana, you just don't think this stuff could go on.
Yeah.
Admitted to giving her students cupcakes laced with cum, her husband's.
Yep.
How many times did you have to jack off?
I don't know. I mean, were they
be
just
able
into
to-
it, or was they frosting? Were they frosting them with it?
Yeah.
What?
I'm
curious.
thinking cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. Right. Nice, easy glaze.
Glaze.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I could
You
be
know,
wrong.
you put that on a hot cinnamon roll. That's like when you nut on your stomach and it's just like slowly like
Drips
dribbles
off the
down
side.
It's basically the same thing.
Same
So,
thing.
Yeah.
She has been sentenced to 41 years in prison.
That's what we were talking about. Like that's a lot.
That's a lot.
But the two times I've read that story,
She didn't even do the coming.
yeah. Though I know she did the feeding, but
Yeah.
the two times in that story, it's like they just breeze over this like rape thing in there,
Yeah.
and then they highlight on that they came in cupcakes.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we get back to the rapey thing? What was that?
The,
How
the
do you get
pictures
40
of them naked with a child?
Is that what it is?
Something like that.
Okay. Well, there was child porn, and then there was something about a rape, and then something. There was like 4 other like charges or something along with this.
Well, in the defense of the press,
Okay.
there's lots of stories about horrible rapes. and
Yeah.
But coming on cupcakes and
Yeah,
feeding them to
that
students.
does. I mean, that did get our attention.
Yeah.
That's a headline.
Yeah. This is a local story outside of the coming on the cupcakes
Yeah,
part.
fair.
Yep.
Just 41 years for some cum cakes seemed like an awfully long time.
Yeah. Plus, it's not like every one of them that got it isn't going to taste it at some point in their life, probably.
Sure.
Over half of them at
Yeah,
least.
probably.
She has no possibility of parole for 40 years.
Good Lord.
She could shave a year off that. She agreed to testify against her husband, Dennis Perkins, former sheriff's deputy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hope they hold them to a higher standard.
Yeah.
I mean,
Think.
you better be a real piece of shit. You shouldn't be an upstanding pillar of the community like a sheriff's deputy and coming in kids' cupcakes.
No.
You know what I mean?
Could you think you get away with that plausible deniability? Like, I didn't know she was going to give them the kids. They were for us. She was going to eat them. We were going to give them to her mother-in-law.
I've been feeding her cum for decades.
Right?
That's what I thought it was. I thought we were up in our
Give them
game.
the kids. Come on. Little
could
thing,
I
it's a
see
little
that
thing
coming?
we do.
He's facing 150 criminal charges, many also sex crimes. The couple were arrested in 19 after they allegedly sexually abused a child together, among other crimes. Perkins filed for divorce from her husband following their arrest and alleged that he manipulated me into committing the crimes. Really?
Yeah.
He did. He manipulated you. Like, even if he did, you still drove to the school with a
Yeah.
fucking tin
You
full
didn't
of
throw them in the
cum-covered-
You didn't throw them in the dumpster.
Yeah, and then just tell him. Yeah, kids
oh,
ate them.
they ate it, loved
Ah,
it.
they
Oh
loved
my
it.
God, you should have seen fucking little
Holy
Billy had it
shit.
dripping down his fucking chin. It was so great.
I scraped it off his chin and put it in his mouth for him, so he didn't miss a drop of the cum. I let one kid lick the pan.
Yeah.
You brought it into the school. You could have easily chucked that shit out the window and
So
just told him,
manipulated.
told Dennis whatever shitty story you wanted.
Right?
Easy.
Would this be any better if you took it like into the teacher's lounge and just left him in there? Would it be less
That would
offensive?
be hilarious. That'd just be funny.
Yeah.
That's like, put a lighter on the fucking door handle before the teachers get there.
Oh, yeah.
Just holding it there, and then they get burn hand, harmless fun.
Harmless.
No worse than spitballs when you're talking about cum
Yeah.
cakes in the teacher's lounge.
Victimless crime, I think.
I think like half them would go, wait a minute, I've tasted this before. No. So the couple were busted after the authorities received a tip at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
Just the tip?
Just the tip. Investigators later found nude photos of them with the minor. Count 15 in the original indictment against the couple alleges the semen was mixed into both the desserts and energy drinks before it was served to victims.
Okay.
So they were sprinkling that on top of what, Gatorade?
I get. I don't drink. Say, I don't know what.
I would think that would leave like like a swirl, like oil on water.
Yeah, yeah, like curdled milk, kind of like bubbling up to the top there.
Yes, it wouldn't just dissolve into the
Right.
liquid.
Yeah, you like think you can put it in there. Oh, and then it's like, oh shit,
Stir.
go away! Just like a fucking lava lamp.
Yeah, it just keeps curdling to the top. These 3 charges we thought were representative of what she had done. So she agrees to testify against her husband. They drop like 68 of the 72 charges.
She still gets 41 years.
Yeah, because that number 15,
Oh, yeah.
where you came on cupcakes and served them to kids.
I didn't,
Yeah.
man.
She's let's see, these charges represent what she done, agreeing to the facts as we put them out on the record. She's prepared herself to testify. Cynthia resigned from Westside Junior High School.
What's that?
Westside. The day after the arrest, well, Dennis was fired from his deputy role at the sheriff's office. I would hope so. Your attorney is Paul Woody Scott.
Ah, boy. Can't just go by Paul. Woody.
Paul. Yeah, I'm going by Woody.
Yeah. There's a snake in my boot.
He said his client looks forward to testifying against her husband, whose trial is expected to begin in May. He's the real monster. That's what she wants to make clear. It's not about shifting blame. She took responsibility. I mean, that's what she did, but she looks forward to going after the real monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't imagine like that's. Hey, babe. Hey, babe.
Hey, babe.
I got an idea.
It would be
I mean,
fun.
it sounds like they're fucking monsters anyway. So, I mean, this is just added to the list.
Wouldn't it be kind of funny, though, to make cinnamon rolls one Saturday morning with Hat here and see if you can slip one past the goalie?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
is that the end of the world?
No.
I bet she'd laugh it off.
She probably would.
Yeah. Don't do it to me, fucker. I'm serious. You do all
Be
the
like
bacon and
fucking the old mix and match.
Don't do the ball and cup trick to me, dude.
Which one is
Which
it?
one? Damn it. I'm going to eat one of them. I know it.
I know it.
Playing Russian roulette.
They look too good. They smell too good. I gotta risk it.
Do you think she gets 40 years, 41 years, excuse me, 40 mandatory, if she had sprinkled her husband's blood droplets in the mix? Is it the fact that it's cum that
I
makes
think
it
that-
so next level?
Yeah, because I think that makes it.
Because if he had a workout
Sexual,
and she wrung out a
and that
sweaty
makes-
towel into it,
Yes, but I think
Bodily
cum
fluid.
makes it sexual, like the rapey kind of stuff, like as opposed to just gross.
yeah.
I don't know where that line is because bodily fluids is
Yeah.
would it be different if it was piss or shit?
I don't know. If she took a piece of dog shit and kind of watered it down and
Yeah.
spread that thinly over it and then iced it, would you be doing? I don't know. I don't know that you get 40 fucking years in prison
What
with
is it
no
about-
parole
What is it
opportunity.
about a cum cake that makes it that bad?
I don't know. We're prudes.
I guess
Must just be we're prudes.
perhaps. I wonder if somebody's ever served us a cum cake.
I often think about stuff like that.
I don't send shit back in restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll just fucking suck it up. I'll take it. I won't like it, but it's not going back in there.
Yeah. Well, it depends what restaurant I'm in. Not doing it at a Popeyes in Southfield. Promise you that.
No, not even going there. But,
I don't think we're allowed there.
yeah, everyone's welcome.
You sure? Mm-hmm.
I've been there.
You have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
But-
but you're blacker than most black guys.
I can adapt.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah,
blend
you're,
in.
You're a chameleon and shit. Pimp limp.
Oh, I'm just cool with everybody, and
I know.
that's my secret to success.
Yeah.
I respect people, and I'm pretty much fucking cool with them.
Yeah.
Until you give me a reason not to.
Yeah. It's a good attitude.
It's not bad. It's
Yeah.
worked out well for the most part.
Sure.
Hey, this segment's brought to you by Mayer and Company Accountants. If you dread bookkeeping and accounting for your business, let Kyle handle it all for you. Kyle is a pro who you can trust, so spend more time on your core business and leave those awful, annoying accounting and bookkeeping tasks to Kyle. That one gets me every time. The
Yeah.
K to the K. We're going to have to change that. Also, if you need somebody to handle your personal taxes, because those are coming up right now, Kyle is your guy. Call him today at 734-721-7373. Tell him TDC sent you, and you get 10% off. How can you argue with that?
You cannot.
We're going to have a file with Kyle, not
Yes.
a trial with Kyle.
We're going to sue him. We're going to sue him. Sorry, I was texting someone.
That's okay.
Gotta text someone back.
Take your time.
Yep. I thought I could get it out, and then it auto-corrected me at the end. And fucked
Oh,
me. I was
don't
gonna-
you hate that shit?
I was going to end right here.
Perfect.
And it was a name, and it changed it to D,
Ugh.
D-E-E, and I was like, I don't even know anyone named D. No,
you got
back up, and then
beep,
you
beep,
ended.
beep.
I'm like, flub my way through it. Yeah, well, whatever you just said. Go with that.
Gonna give me the. Keep going. Read that.
Read it
number
again.
one more time.
Florida lawyer. Sounds like she'd be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Has been arrested after authorities said she stripped completely nude at a bar after being refused service.
Oh man,
Yeah.
it's quite a protest.
Kelly Elkins is booked into the county jail on Friday on misdemeanor count of disorderly conduct. Let's see if you can figure out where her problem in life looks to be.
Okay, she lives in Florida.
Yeah. Making it the second time behind bars that week.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
She walked into the lounge bar in St. Petersburg just after 2:15 a.m., was refused service by the bar manager because she was shit-faced.
Uh huh.
Defendant walked into the restroom, came out of the bar totally naked.
Jeez.
The manager told her to put your shit back on and leave, but she refused, so they called the cops. A deputy came in, found Elkins totally nude. She had to be told several times to get dressed, at which time she only put a zip-up hoodie on, but didn't zip it up.
Ah. Okay.
Elkins also refused to put her pants back on, saying, and who hasn't been here?
Winnie the Pooh in it.
Yeah, she's Winnie the Pooh, and she's like, I'm so tired. I'm way too fucking tired to put my pants on right now.
We're just gonna leave them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All been there.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, right? Just 2 days earlier, she was arrested on a charge of obtaining food or lodging with intent to defraud. She had lunch with multiple alcoholic beverages, valued at $38 at Nora Thai restaurant in St. Petersburg. When she received the bill, she's like, I don't have any money. And she tried to pay for it, but offering her purse as payment.
Just take my purse.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they arrested her and took her to jail.
Yeah.
Elkins was hauled off to county jail. In 2019, she was picked up on charge of driving under the influence.
Yeah.
Found drunk inside her BMW with the engine running.
She might have a bit of a boozy problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a nudie problem.
Yeah.
Just like to be naked.
Apparently.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
not that attractive. I just looked.
Yeah. Oh, good move.
Yeah.
Good move.
Yeah, I wanted to see if this was worth it.
49. I know. She was 23, fresh out of law school,
Yeah. Yeah,
smoking
yeah.
hot. It'd be like, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
We don't want to stop this train from where it's going.
Right.
Promising career ahead.
Find out what her specialty is.
Yeah.
In case we need representation.
Yeah.
at some
Would you
point.
hire that lawyer?
No.
She'd probably go to the ends of the earth for you.
Well,
She's not afraid of anything. No shame.
yeah, except she might just not show up to court. She's working in the bag or in jail or naked somewhere or all three.
Passed out in the parking lot of the courthouse without pants on.
Just come strolling in, Winnie the Pooh, blown out into the court. Objection, Your Honor. I don't have any pants.
She's just got high heels and a top
How do you
on.
plead? I'm so tired.
I'm so tired. Can we do this later, please? Just give me a cat nap. 3 hours. 3 hours, and then we'll come back and wrap this up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've made your case. I don't think I'd hire her either.
No.
Well.
But I did look into it just to know.
Yeah, it looked. I scrolled through some of the pictures too.
Okay.
Full disclosure.
Yeah, of course.
Looked like there was
How
a,
can you not?
there was a couple moments where maybe it could have been. She's 49.
Yep. I
Couple
went through a
moments back.
couple. I was like, no. And then I went to like the mug shot, and there's like something weird going on through
Yeah.
here. It's
Yeah.
so yeah.
The Supreme Court, this is going to be fun, announced today they've agreed to take up the case of a Christian graphic designer who was refused to create websites for same-sex marriage over his religious beliefs. I thought we settled this with cakes and stuff.
Well, I don't know that it's going to be settled. It's just going to keep coming back until they fucking say you have to do it. I think that's my guess. Is that it's just going to keep coming back around until that's not going to be a valid excuse anymore.
So Lori Smith from Colorado offers graphic and not graphic, but graphic design, website design services, and wants to expand to wedding and website services. But she says her religious beliefs would lead her to decline any request from a gay couple to design a wedding website. She also wants to post a statement on her website about her beliefs, but that would run afoul of the Colorado anti-discrimination law. She's argued the law violates her free speech and religious rights. The High Court did say it would decide whether a law that requires an artist to speak or stay silent violates the free speech clause of the First Amendment. Supposed to be argued in the fall. In a 2-1 ruling last year, the Denver-based 10th Circuit Court of Appeals denied Smith's attempts to overturn a lower court ruling throwing out her legal challenge. The panel said Colorado had a compelling interest in protecting the dignity interests of members of marginalized groups through its law. The law, which prohibits discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, was previously the heart of Colorado Baker Jack Phillips case, which was decided in 2018 by the Supreme Court. The court said at the time that the Civil Rights Commission had acted with anti-religious bias against Phillips after he refused to bake a cake for two dudes who were getting married. But it did not rule on the larger issue of whether a business can invoke religious objections to refuse service to the alphabet people. Both Smith and Phillips, represented by the same Arizona group, Alliance Defending Freedom. The government doesn't have the power to silence or compel creative expression under the threat of punishment. It's shocking the 10th blah, 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 Circuit did this. Colorado has weaponized its law to silence speech it disagrees with, to compel speech it approves of, and to punish anyone who dares dissent. It's a clear and present danger to every American's constitutionally protected freedoms and the very existence of a diverse and free nation, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a tough one.
it is. It's
a tough one.
But I feel like you have to, if they're not doing anything wrong, right? Like
The
they're not-
gays?
No, the graphic designer, the baker, and not been to do anything wrong, but refusing service, but they're not yelling at them, they're not humiliating them, they're not doing anything. If they're just saying no,
Yeah.
then just go fucking find somebody else.
Does that sign on the wall mean anything? Like, we have the right to deny service to anyone for any reason?
Apparently not. I mean, it's true to a certain degree, but it's apparently it doesn't.
Here's the thing, and I'll make it more graphic than it probably, because if you're like, if a gay couple comes in, lesbian or two dudes, whatever, and they go, we want two grooms on the top of the cake, and the guy goes, religious beliefs, I don't want to do that. You're kind of just being an asshole. Like, just make the fucking cake, put two grooms on it. It doesn't change your mind.
Yeah, true.
But if they come in and say something like, I want, because they can get very detailed with you put your own images on cakes and shit. I want this image of me butt fucking my husband to be on the top of the cake. We're kind of wacky and wild, and our guests will appreciate it. And the designer goes, I don't want to fucking design that.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like religious beliefs. Like some Muslim couple comes in and says, hey, on the top of our cake, we want
Pork.
no, no, we want the image of the ISIS guy fucking from the Beatles cutting the head off Pearl, the journalist. We want that on the top of our cake. You can't discriminate against me because of religious beliefs. And if I was working at a bakery, it'd probably suck. I would not.
That's true.
I would not.
Absolutely, yeah.
I would, obviously, I would tell people to probably go elsewhere.
Yep.
But if you're coming to my bakery and you want to put ISIS on the top of your cake, I'd have a fucking problem with it.
Yeah.
Not comparing gays to ISIS in any way.
No,
Let's
no.
be crystal clear about that.
But it's about your thing. It just
Right.
that happens to be what that thing was. But everybody's got their thing.
Right.
That they don't want.
I don't
do.
like that band. I'm not putting that on a cake.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I think if you are in business for yourself, that you should have, as long as it's not hurting someone, I think you should have the right to do business with who you choose.
Yeah. It's a
But I guess at the same thing, if
opens
you
a
just,
door,
if you say, well, sorry, you can't come in my restaurant because you're black, then that's a fucking problem.
you shouldn't let
So-
anyone come in your restaurant, period.
Hot.
But if you do, you don't want to discriminate against black guys coming in your restaurant.
So, I mean, I get where it's, I don't know.
Slippery slope. No offense to our Asian listeners.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is, because I have a feeling a lot of people are looking for that wedge. This is both sides, by the way, because you can go right next door to the bakery that will 99% of bakeries in the country will gladly bake a cake for a
Exactly.
gay couple. So if you find the one florist in a state that won't fucking provide bouquets for a gay couple,
Yeah.
and you push that envelope, I get it, but it's not that you can't get it.
Right. You weren't, that's more the point, exactly. You could go to anywhere else, just go and do it instead of making
Yeah.
a big deal out of it.
And I would guess 99% of florists would go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's build you the greatest bouquet of all time.
I don't think this has ever been said about a florist.
Right.
I think it's probably 100% of florists.
Yeah. No, there was a florist that didn't want to do floral arrangements
Oh, was
for a wedding, for a gay wedding.
I remember the cake.
Yeah. So part of me thinks in some of these cases, you're pushing people. Like, you maybe know what their line is, what their beliefs are. Maybe they've got fucking Jesus hands on their window and, I love Jesus on the sign. And I could go in flamboyantly and demand blah 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 and try and I'm not saying that people are doing that, but it wouldn't shock me that people would do stuff like that. It'll be interesting to see how the Supreme Court rules on this. If you have a business, can you compel an artist to create or not create something based on their beliefs? Like, that is a different.
It's interesting.
It's a different
talking
sort of
about
thing.
a restaurant, of who you let in there.
Yeah.
But that's a problem.
Yeah.
But when it's, I don't know how that turns out. It will be interesting to see.
Yeah. All right. Let's call it there.
We have a very conservative Supreme Court, so
We do.
If it was going to go anyway, I bet it would go against the gays.
You think? I don't know, man. They don't. That's. It's one of those that just stirs the nation. It's like so much. I don't know how much of a problem it is. If we have gay listeners out there, I mean, which I know we do for a fact, write me. Tell me if there's instances that you've run into over the years. Maybe 20 years ago was different than 2 years ago or today. But if you ever run into something like that where you're like, this is bullshit, man. They knew I was gay. They wouldn't do our wedding invitations.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear from people. My guess is
It happens across the board, though. I mean, it happens if you can be fucked against for being a guy, for being a girl, for being white, for being black, for being gay, for being straight. Depending on you go into a gay bar, it's straight. They'll tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's if you want to pick out and seek out these battles, you can find them, or you can just move on.
Yeah. I wish people would move on.
Wouldn't that be great?
Oh.
Speaking of moving on,
Yeah. Let's call it a day.
let's.
I got a meeting later. You've got a dinner to get to.
Yeah, indeed.
So let's call it a day there. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. Walters@DetroitCast.com if you want to send an email. I'd love to read it. I love reading your emails. So even the most mundane things, send us whatever. We love hearing from it. Troy loves when he hears that people enjoy him.
Oh,
Guarantee you that.
oh man, I go straight upstairs and knock one out.
Fuck yeah,
It's my
as
favorite.
you should.
Oh yeah.
Keep it upstairs. Keep it in your room out of our cupcakes, okay?
Oh boy.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.